Oh, and we're back, or with the mutes off. Awesome.
It's all
Welcome.
working.
Welcome to this weird setup that we have here today for Sunday Night Teacher Talk. Because I didn't feel like, my wife's had a migraine for the last 2 days. So if you pray for her, please. So I thought I was just going to go on live by myself, and we're in the middle of like redoing stuff in here. So it was like, I could set up it like for what?
And you don't have any lights here. They're all at school.
Yeah, because I was shooting it. Video at school, and I haven't been back to school in like almost 3 weeks. My cousin Alexa posted a picture today on her Instagram of all of her kids in various superhero outfits, and she goes, "We're losing our minds over here on day 1000 of Christmas break." And I was like, yeah, we don't have that life anymore.
No, we're out of that stage of life.
Like,
yes.
I'm like,
we're chilling over here. I got teenagers who are really great, and we have great conversations together.
But
and
I will say,
time alone.
like,
easy.
Going back, there's a part of me that always fears it every single time. It's like going back to school in the beginning of the year.
Leighton says he doesn't want to go back to school.
But Leighton, I think you forget like how much you get from school, that it's not just a drag. That I think it's like seeing people, engaging with people, getting up, getting dressed, having purpose, going somewhere and being with people. There's so much that comes from that, but I've been in such a lazy mode this break. I've worked on stuff, but there's things I know I should have been working on that I didn't really work on. Like,
yeah. Well, our break was weird. Everybody got sick not like major sick, like not full blown flu
like
or
a bad
anything,
cold.
but we just all got kind of like a small low grade fever and a sore throat for a couple days and down and out. And CJ got it before Christmas even happened. Then as soon as Christmas happened, and I think my body was like, oh, we're finally like not stressing and like all the work is done, like boom. Then I got sick, and then Marley got sick, and Brody was in between there also. So it's been a chill Christmas break, but I think it's a lot of that stuff too. We did stuff around the house, but when you're not feeling well, like
we watched about 90 episodes of that TV show yesterday.
We did. And I've watched a lot of Queen Victoria.
Yeah. So
which I finished. It was
it's
really
fun.
good.
There's been a lot of nothing going on.
Lopez says he worked on doing nothing also.
I think I'm just trying to
Elena
ride with
said
that.
I took naps and worked on organizing some of the doom piles in my house. Right? We did that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
We worked on clutter areas.
Yeah, I mean, like Brody's room got clean, and like Brody has an enormous amount of Legos, and they're set up like a city. So he has like these bookshelves that like wrap kind of around this section of his room. So it was like taking all that down, dusting all of that, cleaning out his closet, like cleaning out our house.
Yes.
Still going to the gym even though we were sick. Doing like all my year end, all my planning for the new year
CJ does a ton of
extensive
data, goal setting for the new year.
It's so much
of that, which he loves. And we had a lot of conversations.
You would have thought I was about to get an audit by the government. Like, I do so much of that stuff.
We do a lot of conversation of like, how did we love the year? Like what, like all the things, tons of conversations about the year and about the new year coming forward.
Yeah.
So that's my question for everyone. Are you, because I'm not a goal setter. I'm not one that I like data, but I don't track my own data, right? And how many people do? But do you like the new year? Do you feel hopeful in it? Or are you just like, nah, it's another day?
I could tell you and this isn't even a flex. This is just, I realize how absurd it is. I know the percentage of days that I got up before the sun. I know the percentage of days that I put on real pants because that was one of my goals this year. I know the percentage of days that I brushed my teeth 2 times. That the videos that I put out, did I have family time on days? Did I have time with my kids that was intentional on days? Like, I track all that stuff. Because what it is like figuring out what's important to me. And then when I track it, I do it. And I'm not living in my head thinking like, oh, no. I spend time with my wife. Oh, no, I spend time with my kids. I know every day because I got to click the button did I do it or did I not do it? I could tell you my weight has been tracked almost every week through the whole year because I weigh myself every Monday as soon as I get up. And like, yeah, how many days I read my Bible this year, how many days I prayed this year. Like, it's a lot of tracking. What my favorite meals were this year. And then Brody wants me to track this year what movies we watch. So I made a new line item.
Make him track that. You don't need another blessed thing to track.
I know. Hair's really doing some crazy white hair things over here. All right.
You ready to jump in?
Yeah, let's jump into some questions because I got to jump off about 10 minutes early because I have back-to-back mentoring calls after this. So look, gang, if beginning of the year, if you need mentoring, you can go right to our website, teacherclassoff.com, and you can start hovering and clicking over things and sign up for mentoring, whether you're doing it or whether your school has to do for it. And I'll tell you this, look, if you see the rate and you're like, it's too much for me, let me know. I'd rather figure something out to help you than to have you, like, I have to charge because I got to feed kids.
Or we can also, there's a letter that you can send to your school administration
that I have
see if
already
they'll pay for it.
Yep. So just let us know if that's something.
We have a few people that do that and have success with it. Yeah. So it is possible. Okay. Are you ready to start with a question? We only have a few. But Taylor is up.
I feel like people are either wanting to get back into it today or they're like, no, I'll show up next week. Like, I don't need to be thinking about this. Or I think they just show up for their friends.
It's the last.
They have us on mute. They're just in the chat chilling with each other. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So Taylor's asking, what structures and routines do you put in place to keep grading from building up? I tend to do well with daily activities, but the tests and essays get lost in the chaos from time to time.
So tests, if it's multiple choice, anything but short answer essay, I try not to grade. I either have a teaching assistant do it, or so that would be like someone who's not in my class that is grading stuff for me just because they like to grade stuff for me. Or I would use some sort of grading software to which there are a million. I mean, you can even, if you pay for like the level up of ChatGPT, not the free version, that's not going to get you very far. But if you pay like the $20 a month, you can grade stuff on there too. But like, there's all kinds of software out there. I just don't spend my time doing that for a couple of reasons. One, because it just takes time, and I'm trying to get how much time can I steal back. That's one. Two, if I run it through a software, I can often run an analysis on it too, and let me know like what questions what were there any patterns in which like kids were getting certain things wrong. So if I had like a bunch of my students getting a certain aspect of something wrong, now I have that data also, and I know that might be somewhere that I need to teach. I need to teach that content again. With essays and things like that and short answers, I love rubrics for this because it's not. Otherwise, here's what I'll tell you. Rubrics do a couple things. One, if we can teach our kids to look at rubrics first, which I know is like very hard lifting for kids for some reason. Even getting kids to read directions is hard. But if I can get kids to look at it, they know exactly what they're getting graded on. I then know exactly what I'm grading on. Because I think what ends up happening, I'm sure this is happening for others because I know it's happening for me. I start grading based on feeling. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to get 6 essays in and be pissed off at the kids because how do they not know this? We went over 1,000 times. They should know this already. And then I start grading based on my feelings instead of grading based on what's there. I would, and a good litmus test. I don't really like, I know teachers are using ChatGPT and other AI platforms to grade essays. Where I think the value comes in at least trying that is there are certain times when you start getting too much in your feelings and it's like, or you feel like you're giving the same feedback. using AI to help you see, like, am I looking at this objectively? I think that could be useful. But how do I take time back is by using a rubric and by slotting, like, I never try and grade all of them at once. Never, ever, ever. Like, even in small classes, it's like, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes. I have a 30-minute lunch break today, or I have a 30-minute prep, 30 minutes of my prep are going to go to this. Or if it's after school or whenever it is, I chunk the time, and that really saves me. So it's like automating it by using software if possible, then grading by chunking for essays and short answers. And then I put all grades in the grade book at once. And I put comments on everything in my grade book. So I try to have like a predetermined list of comments that are like, these are probably the things I say the most. And then I just copy and paste those into the grade book too. So, but I also want to, if it's not, unless it's short answer or essay, those things need to be graded post haste. It's just, no one cares if you do it a week later. Nobody cares about last week's test. They want to know now, what did they get?
All right. Up next, Ruth. Thank you for your super chat.
Hey, thanks, Ruth.
And her question is ideas for making the first day back from a long break engaging for kids. I have middle school students this year planning on a review of class expectations, but didn't want to make it painful.
I think that could work. I mean, it's really to me, Ruth, it's how do you do that? I think when talking about class expectations, for me, it would be steering it so that what you're doing is predicated on student success and it's like hey, here's how we're going to win for the rest of the year, and not, hey, here's what I'm not going to take. Here's what I saw last quarter, and we're not doing that anymore. Like, this is going to be serious. Like, I think
so not on behavior, but expectations of what,
because your behavior is going to your behavior is going to dictate your level of success in class. There's no way you're screwing around, not paying attention, and being a behavioral issue and still winning in class. So here's how I want to make sure we're being very clear on expectations in class so that you're winning. That's it. I just think that goes way better that way. And I'm putting out a different energy doing that as well. That being said, I'm planning on going back in and building in a handful of minutes. I'm going to feel it out because some of my classes talk and some of them are not talkers at all, and just stare at you like you're not sure are these words meant for us, Mr. Reynolds? So I will feel it out, but I want to know, how did kids' time go? How did your break go? How did I don't know, all the things happen. Like, I'm just curious. So that I want to build in. I'm also building in what are some goal setting stuff for kids, like some reflection stuff from the first half of the year. And then what do we want the last, we have 5 months left. We're past the halfway point of the school year. What do we want to have happen? Are there trips? Are there activities? Did you like a certain project and you'd like to do something again? Did you want to one-up something? Do you want to do more conversations, less conversations, more like, what do you want this to look like? And it doesn't mean ever when kids give you ideas that you have to do them. You can you're taking suggestions, and they are handing them in, and then you see kind of what's going to happen going forward. So I used to just jump right in with like getting after it on the first day, and I think that works if you have a large number of behavioral issues in your class. I don't this year, and I think we can handle more of the conversation this year. So yeah, that's how I'm choosing to look at it.
All right. Ruth, side note, There's a private chat function on here. So I answered your other question about the Instagram and mentoring. See if you can see that and respond back to me.
Private chat.
I know. I never use that function, but you can private chat to like one individual. So I don't have to like spam the everything about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Next question is from Maisha. Oh man, I saw all the little Snoopy characters in Albertsons. They're selling them, and they're so cute. And I was like, oh. Maisha,
so I thought of her when I saw
for you
at Walmart this year. They have, and this is not an ad,
because I've never seen all of them.
Bouquets that are like a plushy bouquet, and they had a Woodstock and Snoopy in there. They're really cute. I was like, good work, Walmart. Because
right?
I don't feel like Walmart does cute.
That's not true. They do. It's not at every Walmart, but they do cute.
I think you've been shopping at Walmart.
No, I follow like Instagrammers that are like house people, and they showcase the Walmart stuff, and I'm like, they never have that at my Walmart, but okay, I better.
They're like, we're not bringing
shop
all. It's
online.
too far out there.
I better go shop Walmart.com. Okay, Maisha's questions. Maisha's asking, how can I best address students/parents who ask for assignments weeks in advance due to them being absent? I don't plan that far ahead, and many times I don't get any other work while they're gone. Oh, is this for like people who take trips, even like vacations?
Well,
I always found that weird. Why do parents ask for work when you're going on vacation to Disney? Like,
well, because they know that some teachers hold them accountable.
Yeah,
they want it still
done.
Look,
we went to Disney during the school year. I didn't ask a blessed teacher for any work. I go, I'm going to Disney. Like, I don't know what they did.
But school doesn't stop, so.
That's a very parent answer. I'm sorry.
Maisha, it's just asking it's like letting parents know, like, it's not what I think you have to be, what I would be mindful of is really getting them to understand that it's not a laziness thing. I just don't know where my students are going to be in 4 weeks. So I don't know exactly what we're doing. I'm like, part of teaching is having a very clear destination of like, here's what I need to teach. Here's where we are, and here's where we need to get to, right? And these are the mile markers I need to hit along the way. But how I communicate those mile markers changes like most years. Some years it's, a lot, like this year's been a lot of projects. Other years it's a lot of independent work. Other years it's been more kind of like self-driven worksheets and things of that nature. So it kind of just depends on your class, on the feel, on the vibe, on where I'm at that year. So it's like, I don't know then, because I'm waiting to see where the students are and what they need at that point. So I don't know. The other thing is like when kids go on trips, like I just had a kid that went away to Disney World for a week. I don't give work. I'm like, nothing we're doing is that like, and this isn't always the case, but like when he went away, nothing we were doing was that dire that it's like, dude, just go be in Disney World with your family. What are you going to do? I know you're either going to just cheat and look it up on ChatGPT, or you're going to like try and cram it when you get home and be filled with anxiety. Just go enjoy the time, right? I know that not every, to me, it's been the shift of knowing that not every family can take a vacation in the summer, right? Because we know kids have off all summer, but not to tell when everyone's like, a lot of my students are military, and it's like, when your dad's on leave, or your mom's on leave. Like, you can't control that. So go enjoy the time that you have off and know that we're getting after it when you get back. And if you do miss something, you can make it up when you come back. Like, we'll figure that out together. But I'm not. It's like, just go have fun. And we don't really have to do that. Or here's your book. Read your book while you're away on the airplane instead of watching a movie, and be ready to have a conversation when you come back or something like that. Now, I will say that's changing for me. I did that before winter break. That's how I kind of responded to these really long basketball tournaments. I don't think that's the way I can roll going forward.
I think it depends on the scenario, right? I think that's different. The way things
stops
roll,
too much things from happening all the time.
Well, especially with smaller class sizes like you have at this school. It's just completely different. And
Yeah.
That's having an understanding of your school and the needs and how things fluctuate, like from school to school or year to year. Like the fact that these kids have to travel so far for tournaments because we live so far from places.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. They miss a lot more school due to sports.
Yeah.
All right.
It's wild, man. That's
It
crazy.
is. All right. Our next question, you kind of answered this, but maybe you can be a little bit more direct. But Alex is asking, what does the first day look like after winter break? Reset expectations, etc.
So for me, it's going in tomorrow, and it's going to be different for different grades. My 10th grade are more likely to talk. So I'll go in, put the seats in a circle, tell me about your break. They also had a project that was due right before break, where we made basically TikTok videos we studied micro storytelling. And I want to hear about break. I want to show a handful of those, like 4 or 5 of those, and the ones I thought went really, really well. And then I'm going to do a like New Year's like reflection on last year, and then like a looking forward to this year as just a way for me to get more of a sense of who my students are and how they think and how they feel about stuff. So, and then that's it. Like, I think it's because I know that the school that I'm at, well, actually, I don't know. I get a feeling that tomorrow could be chill, or it could be just like we're getting right back into work. I think teachers are going to fall in one of those two camps. I want to kind of be somewhere in the middle and give the kids a chance to like come in and be present and like touch base for a minute. And then so my students actually don't come back till Tuesday. So Wednesday, we'll get after it on Wednesday. Like we'll just jump right back in because you don't need that much time to adjust. It's like when you jump into a cold swimming pool, you need like a couple minutes to adjust and then you can just swim. I'm not going to try and sit here for a week of adjustment, but that's it. I don't do any expectation but that it's not necessary for me. And even if you think it is, I would feel it out. And then I would, just like in the beginning of the year, I wouldn't give, here's all my rules, policies, procedures, all my stuff at once. It's, all right, y'all, when you come in, you have to find a seat. And if you're not in a seat, when the bell rings, you're late. I don't have to say that. And then what happens if you don't do your homework? What happens if you don't study for a test? What happens if you don't make up a test? It's like, there's a lot of things to go over. So it's, all right. Just a reminder, we're getting into the do now, and you know that you have 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, I am taking those papers, whether you're done them or not. So make sure that we are on point answering this question. I really care about your answers too. So be thoughtful in them. Here, I'm starting the timer now, and then timer starts. And at 5 minutes, I collect those, right? It's as you're doing it, you're reminding kids of expectations and not just some sort of like preamble that's like, you're not playing a board game and giving all the possible rules at the beginning of the game. Teach them as you go along.
I like that Tracy or Maisha said unmedicated Monday. Right?
Oh, unmedicated Monday is a real thing at our school. Yeah. And I know, like, even Bro said, did you know Bro hasn't been taking his meds all break?
Well, he's taken them a few days. The day that he zoned in on like organizing his Legos, he was
gosh.
medicated that day.
That
You can tell the difference.
Man.
We had a like a supply glitch here in New Mexico for whatever reason. The pharmacy couldn't get his meds, and it was the end of the semester, and he was like, I've got finals, like I have to have something. He went to school unmedicated, I think 2 days, and he was like, he's not a behavior impulse, it's just the focus for him. So he's still well behaved. But he really was struggled, and he could notice.
Oh, he said it was horrible.
It. Yeah, he hated it.
So yeah.
Hey, yes.
I see Tracy's on here. Tracy, I saw that you got together with Gonzalez, and I thought that was really fun.
That's awesome.
I love it.
She says she's feeling a little jet lagged. I'm like, yeah, traveling will do that to you.
Oh, yeah.
Just travel in general. I think it's so tiring.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. Actually, when I go to California, I pick up hours.
Yeah.
So
It's not too bad.
No. Like when I spoke at Brossett School, I usually get up at 5 here. So I got up at 4 there and I felt like I was winning life. I was like, oh, I'm just after. Now I went to bed at like 7:00 at night, but like, yeah, I love that. Okay,
all right, you ready for your next question? Laura's asking, did it show up? I can't see.
No.
Is it too early to be thinking and planning for summer break? Are you planning any trips with your family for the summer? The East Coast is beautiful that time of year. Hint, hint.
Oh,
right.
So Laura, in my 2 years here, I have not worked as hard as I have in the last several months to make jobs happen in New Jersey, Philadelphia. I'm just like, guys,
East Coast somewhere.
Like if you can get me back close to Philly, I will do a job for basically travel. Like I don't need to make a lot of, like, it can't cost me money, but if it gets me back and I can go like see my family, and take my son with me. So I need enough money to be able to pay for that. Like, yeah, I'm like,
so if you're on the East Coast, you can hire
I'm running
CJ
the bargain basement special because I just never get jobs there. Even when I lived there, I just didn't get jobs there. I always get jobs like, it's always in the Midwest or something like that, but it's usually in the Midwest. That's where everything comes from. But, yeah. So, summer break, I don't think it's too early. Because I plan things out. I have a list of like local places that I want to go. We're thinking about this year, maybe taking a trip like out towards Dallas and doing some stuff out there. There's bunch of places.
There's still so much to do in New Mexico. New Mexico is so big.
It's like it's
third. Like, to travel anywhere is
fourth. It's the fourth largest state in the union, I think. Alaska. And then I don't know if it's either Texas or California. And then those are 2 and 3. And then New Mexico is fourth.
But so like there's so much stuff to do, but it's like one's over here, one's over here, one's over here, one's over here. They're just really far spread apart. And so you can do a couple of small things in that area.
But some of them it's like drive 4 hours to go do this really cool thing, but there's nothing else near it.
Yeah. Right. So it's like we might drive 4 hours to go so that they're still exploring to do, even though we've been here 2 years already. I feel like the first year didn't count. Let's get acclimated to just life here.
But last summer was great.
And we did traveling, and we want to do more of that. I want to go see White Sands is on my list because I have not done that.
Yeah. So it's absolutely. And I think that gives you something. It all, like, making plans ahead of time just gives you something to look forward to, not to just long for. And we all know that the planning process is half the fun. Like when we went to years ago now, when we went to Disney World with the kids, it was the planning of it is so enjoyable. It's like, what route am I going to take? Like if you're taking a road trip or if you're going to Disney or if you're going to visit family or whatever, it's the planning all of it out. Brody and I talk about all the time. If we go back to Jersey, where do we have to eat? Where do we have to go to? So if we only had a few days, what would we make sure we do? Right. So it's like, go down to Ocean City, New Jersey to go see, like, to put our feet in the ocean and get some pizza. Like, it's like we have a handful of places that we're like, no, these are the people that we want to see. These are the places that we want to go.
Is Okie Dokie Donuts on that list?
I'll bring you back some Okie Dokie Donuts.
They're a gluten-free place in Philly, and they're
fire.
Great. Yeah. Okay, you ready for next one?
Yeah, Flux.
All right, Flux is up asking, I'm a first-year teacher really struggling in a school that is rampant with behaviors and physical altercations. It's making me not want to continue teaching. Any advice for getting through it?
So, yes. I love the profile picture, by the way. It's, to me, my time in Philly was a real mix. Sometimes it was behavioral issues. Sometimes it was really those behavioral issues were a product of the administration that we had. Other times we had really heavy-handed administration. I didn't appreciate that either because it was like just crushing souls all the time. And it was more like prison guards or something. But to me, it's I find that one, if I can the tighter a ship I can run, the better off I am. And that doesn't mean being mean. It means being consistent. So this is how I start class. This is how we transition from one thing to another. This is what we're doing right now. This is what I do if someone is acting out the first time, the second time, the third time. This is how I communicate with parents. The more, so like a lot of the stuff I talk about, like in the classroom management blueprint and in the workshop, it's building those policies, procedures, guidelines, those things, right? Because I can't control the school, but I'll make a video about this probably this week. There's a concept that I heard, I don't know, years ago that says, if everyone swept in front of their own front porch, the whole world would be clean. So I can't control the school, but I can control my classroom to a degree. So that's one. Two, I hate this answer, but it's the truth. The better off and the looser I am, the better things go. When I'm feeling uptight, when I'm feeling aggravated, and someone does something wrong in class, I want to just lose my mind. And when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling loose, when I'm feeling ready, when I'm feeling rested, when I'm feeling healthy, I just handle things better. And one thing I can tell you after 20 years of teaching is that there is literally not now, I want to draw a distinction here, but there's not a single time where I lost my crap that I'm glad I did it. I always wish I had been kinder. I always wish I kept it together. And that me losing it is always predicated on me. I had to become the person that could handle it. And so, and that's going to look different for everyone, right? Like what you need to do, right? For me, it was like, I need to unplug from school. I'm mindful about the kind of music. Like, now look, I like certain kinds of music and I like aggressive music, but I like it when I'm working out or when I'm trying to get stuff done. I don't like it before school. It just puts me in a more aggressive mind state, right? I'm mindful of like the show we're watching right now is called Mayor of Kingstown. I would never watch this show if I was still teaching in Philly. There's just it's too much overlapping. So the reason I didn't watch The Chi, I watched Ted Lasso, Shrinking.
It's the reason you didn't watch Abbott Elementary.
Nope. It's like, I'm mindful of that stuff. So I'm mindful of what I'm putting in because I know that it's going to come out. I'm mindful of the people that I'm hanging out with. I'm mindful of, can I bring joy, silliness, fun to school? So I got this, this is behind me. If you're watching the video of this is a giant rubber thumb.
Come on, you gotta show that.
You want to show him? I don't know. I feel like the dog's like right behind. Oh, he's over there.
Oh, here's your little stand.
So it comes with a stand. I got this giant thumb for Christmas, right? Brass, you need one of these. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm 100% be in the hallway. Like, you want to thumb wrestle? You want to fight? I'll thumb wrestle you, bro. Like, so I'm just ready to handle things in a looser way. I also got the stop sign that says stop on one side and slow on the other. It's like for crossing guards. And I'm going to use that in the hallway. I find that when I can get into that playful mode, I just handle things better. So this isn't just about being a jackass. It's about being consistent, being consistent. There I am.
Being consistent.
Being consistent about being consistent, finding ways to stay playful and more joyful. My word for this year is joy. So it's really doing the hard work of that's going to help me show up. Now I'll say this is the last thing I'll say, Flux. Some schools are just run crappy and everyone's experience is worse for it. looking back, like my last year in Philly, good grief, man. A big reason I left was because how horrific the leadership was at that school. And
there's no fixing a school if it has poor leadership.
If it has like awful leadership, you could
everybody can grow and needs room to grow and get better and grow into a position, but I mean deplorable.
Yeah, like, and it chokes the life out of you.
Like,
so thinking about leaving the profession is one thing. Thinking about finding a school that's a better fit. It doesn't, for me, that doesn't mean it has to have great behavior, right? Like I gravitate towards all the bad kids anyway, the kids that get in trouble anyway. I'm going to find them at any school I go to, right? That's what I do. But to me, it's finding a school that's the right fit for you. And not all schools are. Like I just have worked for enough people in enough different kinds of jobs in my life too, that it's like, working at Home Depot sucks for a lot of people. Not if you work under Nicole Lamba, she was great. Working at the mall sucks for a lot of people. Not if you work under Pam Samaro, because she was great. Like working in Philly, working under Dr. Noah Tennant was some of the best years of teaching I've ever had in my life. But sometimes it's that leadership component is everything.
Harrison Family Value says leadership in a school building steers the ship, and at times they shipwreck with bad leaders.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah, because but you have to be a leader, right? The distinction there that I think too many they trip on. Folks call themselves leaders when they're managers. Bro, you're leaders are taking us somewhere. Managers are managing the status quo. They are not taking anyone anywhere. They're dotting T's and crossing I's, and that's not even what you're supposed to be doing, right? I realize that those are flipped. Like they are just filling out the paperwork and making sure the school doesn't drown instead of making it be something that's exceptional. And it's like, one of the things I have written down for a vision for our school is, what does our school in New Mexico, what is it uniquely positioned to do that no other school is positioned to do? Every school has. Boys Latin had that too. They had that opportunity. And I don't know where it's at now. I'm like, there's a number of people there that are rocking it, but I also know that a lot of people left too. So
yeah,
I don't know. I hope it's great. I hope it had a 180 and it's awesome.
I don't think it did though, but
in the words of Adam Welcome and Todd Nessaloni, the kids deserve it.
Right. Okay. Logan has a question.
Yes.
I have a student who is an SA. I'm concerned because admin didn't tell me and I found out from another teacher. How do I navigate the situation like this? SA.
All admin says is closely monitor him.
Yeah. So SA stands for sexual aggressor. I had to look that one up.
How the heck do they know this about a student? So I guess it's documented at some place.
But the fact that they didn't tell you and the student is in your class. So when I looked it up, it said like, generally this is like information that's given on a need to know basis, right? If that's your student in your class, that's a need to know basis. So the fact that the admin didn't even tell him is.
I would report everything. This isn't a situation where I would so look, I'm not really qualified to answer this question, but I will say from a teacher because I've not been in administration, I'm not part of the special education department or anything like that. But as a classroom teacher, classrooms, whenever any student has, whatever it is, like whether they are prone to violence, they're prone to disruption, they're prone to, I don't know, they didn't take their ADHD meds and they are starting all kinds of they're having impulsive decisions in the classroom, whatever it is, kids have trauma. My goal as an educator is to teach the class, not just individual students, right? So if someone so my goal is to, number one, to make sure everyone's safe, right? This is a safe place physically and emotionally and mentally where we can share our thoughts, feelings, and ideas, that we can be a part of groups, that we can move around spaces without thinking that someone's going to bully us or take advantage of us or hurt us or threaten us. So that's one. Two, I need your behavior matters because I need to make sure that everybody can even be in the mindset to learn. That if someone feels like someone's being aggressive towards them, I need to know what's going down in here, because someone like that's not just stopping the person who struggles with this, right? It's also affecting the person that it's directly aimed at. It's affecting the people that are around it that are like, crap, do I say something? Do I not say something? There's all kinds of other elements to that. So I want to be mindful of that as well. And then the other thing is I document everything, because I've just learned after 20 years that it's the times that I don't say something because I'm just like, I don't know if that was something or not. I'll just let this one go. And then the next time it comes up, if it comes up again, and then the next one comes up, but it kind of happens, doesn't happen. Did I see it? Did I not really see it? It's like, I don't need to be I'm not judging the behavior. I'm just reporting the facts and letting people know, because the fact of the matter is I don't know if this is happening in other classes. Maybe this is the tame version of my class and it's more out of pocket in other classes. So I want to document everything, but documenting doesn't mean calling home. It means telling who's ever in charge of this situation what's going on there. And then it's also, I think it's remembering that kids need help, right? I would say, I'm not qualified to speak on this either, but I think all kids want to do well, no matter what your difference is. And the way to help kids do well is to getting them the services that they need for what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So if I have a kid in class who struggles with depression, and I've had these kids where they just like come in, they just smell like weed. They put their heads down on the desk. They don't want to do any work. They don't believe in themselves. Like, you're not finding success in class. So I need to have someone I can call upon at a moment's notice to have you pulled, not because you're not doing what I said, not because your head's down, not because you smoked pot before school. Like, those are all like standalone issues I can deal with largely on my own. But you need more help than I'm capable of giving right now. So a lot of times documenting things and sending kids out or whatever is helping them to get the help they need before they get themselves in more trouble, right? Like, you can see it coming a mile away. Sometimes it's a surprise, but a lot of times you can see how someone walked in the class, how they sat down in their seat, how they asked a question, how they're talking to those around them. It's like, bro, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because right now, if you don't, you're just going to get yourself in more trouble. So let's send you out to check in with someone. And if your school doesn't have that, you need to damn near force them to have some version of that. That is a bell that I am not afraid to ring loud and often. Like if a service doesn't exist for a kid, I am going to bother you until you do it, or you're just never going to hear me shut up. So if we don't have the right stuff for a kid with dyslexia and we need Orton Gillingham, I'm going to remind you every single day. If we don't have therapy in place for a certain student that is like crying out for this, that is stuff that is like worth getting loud about and being like a pain in the butt about. But because of where you are, Logan, I mean, I think putting in place any number of those things is really, it's not going to solve the issue, but it will help. It will help you and it will help the student. And even equally as important, it will help your class.
So what would you do? He said the biggest thing that is bothering him is the fact that they did not disclose that information to him. He found out through another teacher.
I go ask about it. Bro, why the hell am I not finding out about this until right now? And I have to find out from somebody else. And I'm not going to tell you who told me, but that's preposterous. Like, or rather, all right, so that's Jersey me. Hold on. Let me take it down a notch. Responsible me goes with curiosity to say, didn't know about this. I just found out about it. And I need to know, what do I need to know if this is true? And two, I'm curious, why did I not find out about this before? This feels like something that's important because it is, other students' safety is important here, right? Like, so is it like, did you think I was going to teach the kid different or treat them differently if I knew this? Like, so why is this not common knowledge amongst the educators in the building? I want to know that too. So yeah, that's what I would.
I think one of the things that I would, if I was Logan, I would also be asking that. I would ask my administrator that, because I get on a need to know basis, right? But if I'm that person's teacher, like that's
I
a
need to
need to
know.
know basis, right? You are one of the people in the need to know. And then I would ask, what does monitor to closely monitor mean? Like, that's too vague. You need to have clearer guidelines. And if they don't know, I know John Lopez suggested, like, is there even the school psychologist that can help give him guidance on how to work with an individual?
What should I look for?
Right, exactly.
Right? Like, there's they don't
asking some of
teach you this
those-
stuff in college.
Right. This is not a course in your,
and if they
in your
did,
teacher course.
it was
30
taught at a
seconds.
time when I didn't hold on to it because I didn't know it would be relevant at some point. So like, you are in a classroom and you don't sometimes, like, I've seen this with teachers that I've mentored. There's behaviors being displayed that I'm like, that kid's trying to, like, it's the same thing as like when they say like your dog tries to put its paw over top of your hand.
Dominance thing.
It's a dominant, like, this kid's trying to, like, it's a show of dominance. Like, so there's ways you can navigate that so that you're not just like having a power struggle, but
yeah, he says it seems like it's extremely vague and they have no idea. So I would just start asking more questions and asking, like, for resources to help. Well, that's not an answer. Just because you don't know is not an answer. It's like, we're not then supporting the student that we have in front of us.
no, so figure it out.
Yeah, so
because
we need to come up with something.
Again, if you're the leader, lead us somewhere, right? Don't tell me you don't know, because then we're putting kids' lives in peril, and that's not going to happen. Not while I'm here. So y'all better figure it out. Bring somebody in for a PD, like hire someone, get a book and start a book study to do something that's going to help everyone. And I think that is not just for like this particular student. That's for any student that shows up that has something new that we're not sure how to deal with as a community. We're
because if education is only ever about the student, it's about
we got to educate ourselves on the student so we can learn how to teach that kid. So like, if you have a kid that has dyslexia and your teachers don't know what dyslexia is, bro, we have some education to be done here. Sorry, I'm getting fired up. I'll stop now.
So Logan says, I can't afford my teaching license to be in jeopardy. Yeah, and that's fair too.
Yeah, because look, what we're not talking about here, Logan, is that you and your family are important too, right? So now I'm being under-equipped so I can go into a job where, like, if I got fired because I didn't do something the right way, now I'm out of a job and now I have a strike on my record. Bro, no, 100% not happening.
All right, let's do one more quick question.
Yeah, because I know.
Mentor. Harrison Family Values asks, have you ever thought about going into administration? You would be a positive tone in a school community.
Not until recently. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I've talked about this a lot. I think, I don't know.
Well, if you've been here for all the years that we've been here, he's talked about it. But if you're new,
everyone I know that has gone into administration, especially when they've moved up to like assistant principal, not necessarily principal, you just are dealing with everybody else's problems and not getting to interact with kids as much. You're like in your office doing stuff.
I feel like you're managing more than leading.
Yeah. Now I think I would go into it.
You're not a good manager.
Knowing I wouldn't do that. I think if I was going to, so I have thought about it. One, it would take a lot more time. And I need to make sure that that's time I can give, right? That's not time away from my business. It's not time away from my family. I'm not in a stage of life where I'm like willing to just give it all and be there all the time. It's not interesting to me, and it's not life-giving to me. And it's not the work that I think God is leading me into this season of my life. Two, I'd have to be able to be a change maker. I could not manage. It is not in
your DNA
to do that. Like, I have to be able to do the work that I know is like to be fully, like, bring my giftedness to the table and allow others to do that as well. So who knows? We'll see in the future if that comes up. I've been talked to about it already on some minor level of like, hey, how would you feel about this? Have you ever thought about this kind of a thing?
Just a quick recommendation Christy has for you. She said, do you know Jordan Tama? Look him up. I think you would find him interesting. Maybe you could do a collab with him. He wrote a book called I'm Just a Kid with an IEP. He travels to schools.
Jordan Toma?
Yeah, Toma.
Author.
Great. We will look him up.
I do not know this guy.
Thank you.
So, yeah, he looks like he's from Jersey, though. I could smell my own.
Oh my gosh, we're ending on a weird note.
There we go. All right, gang. Look, the school year is only halfway over. If you need something, if you need mentoring, sign up for it. Like I said early on, if you can't afford it, if you go to my website and you look at the rate and you can't afford it, hit me up. Let's work something out that works for you. My job in this is to serve teachers, right? I got to still take care of my family and feed my kids. But like, let me know if your school is looking for a speaker, even if your school's never had a speaker and you're like, let's figure it out. There's a QR code that's about to pop up. Click it and let's talk about it. And if you're in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area, I'm running a special because I'm just trying to get back to see my family. So let's figure it out. Pay for me to get there. Don't have it cost me anything, and we'll figure something out. But yeah. And then anything else you need, you can get right on the website. And then hopefully, look, in 2026, you're going to get a new website. So we're hoping. But that's it, gang. I'm glad you're all here. Happy New Year to everybody. And that's it. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.